everybody, it's Donna here from Purple Pinky Promises, and I'm going to bring you this darling little card here today, most of it from Sunny Studio's new release. So we're going to go through some cardstock and pattern paper here first. We're using, this paper is called Surprise Party. It is from Sunny Studio. And we've got some cardstock here from Spellbinders, that's Sunkissed. That's Juicy Pear Bazzill, and that one is Jelly Bean Bazzill. And these two colors are also from Spellbinders Island Blue and Fruit Punch, and they are new to the store. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do here is I'm going to show you how to create this absolutely adorable set. These are the dies, that the notebook tab dies, but there's a set of stamps that coordinate with this. So we're going to start with the stamps first. These stamps are called a cut above, and they have grid lines as well as notebook lines. So we're going to do a notebook piece here. And I am using a Stamparatus, which is no longer being sold by Stampin' Up. So pretty happy that I have one of these things. And as you'll notice, I have lined this up according to the grid lines on the right. Okay, I move it one space above to stamp accordingly. And now I'm going to show you how to do this if you were doing it in a Misty or any other stamping platform. You would actually line it up at the top, like I'm doing right here. And you see I've lined up those lines right there according to the grid lines. So they line up exactly straight across. And what I'm going to do is move my paper up, and I'm going to count 4 lines. Since we have 4 lines on this notebook, you see there's 4 lines. So what I'm going to do is count up 4 lines, and then I'm going to tape it down. Now this piece of paper measures to be 4 by 4 3/4. So this is a perfect size for this. And you see I've moved it up. I didn't quite move it up enough. I needed to move it up. Oh, yep, I needed to move it one more space. So you'll see in the next example here that I count 4 lines up. So we're going to stamp that. So again, this is what you would do in your Misty, is you would line it up like this and move it up 4 spaces. So watch over there to the right, those dark lines on the grid behind my paper. They line up exactly there. If you see those dark grid lines over to the right. So now we're going to move it. And we're going to move it 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now it's lined up. I'm going to tape it down. I'm showing you where I've lined it up. And I just continue on until it's all stamped. So then you're going to place your die over your stamped image. And the next thing I'm going to do is take this straight line from the stamp set. And of course, any kind of stamp that you might have that would easily stretch, be careful. Roll it off, don't pull it, as I'm demonstrating here. We don't want this to stretch. So I didn't have my T-square ruler with me, but I had this old Making Memories ruler, and I thought, well, this is perfect. So I line it up, and I didn't quite have enough tape. If I used more tape, it would have been a little bit easier. But I lined this up so I would have an edge, a straight edge to line up this stamp. So I'm just butting it right up to it, next to it there. so that I can get a straight line. And there it is. And of course I have to move my notebook paper here to get it to line up. And I want it in there square. So I have to kind of adjust it to get it square. And now that I see that it looks good, I'm going to tape it and we're going to stamp it. So the colors that we've used here for this little notebook, which are perfect, would be It's a Girl and Oh Boy. It looks exactly like a little note card or one of those little notebook pages out of a little mini notebook. So cute. It looks so real. I love those little score lines for perforation there on the left. It's cute. So there is another line where you can actually line it up, and you could do 2 lines if you wanted to. All right, here we go. Now we're going to create our little colored pencil. So I have inked this up twice. I think now that I, have done this project, I probably should have grabbed 3 inks for this one. It would have given me 3 color layers, which I think would have really pulled this off a little bit better. It's still cute though. So what I'm doing here is this is really easy. You're basically looking at the edge and you're looking at where those ridges are and you're looking at your pencil. So you're just the tip of your pencil. So you don't want any white space where the ridge is for where you sharpen your pencil there, that edge. And you do want white space at the very tip where the top of your pencil is going to be, because that is what we are stamping here. We're stamping a darker layer and so like I said, if we'd had a different color, I think we probably would have had 3 colors, but we really didn't end up with a very strong second color. I could have stamped it one more time though. It would have helped probably. So this Grape Crush really does the trick. It really gives that highlight that it's needing to create this little colored pencil. And so this part, you want to make sure that on the right, that the edges or the ends of that triangle line up just right, and that the pencil tip lines up exactly where it's going to meet the edge or the tip of the pencil. So you'll see here. It was just a smidge off, but it didn't look so bad at all. I mean, like barely off. I felt like it was just fine. Anyway, I ended up, when I was die cutting this, I ended up moving it in the process of die cutting it. I had to end up cutting it by hand anyway. And just to let you know, these pencils are super, super easy to cut by hand. If you happen to be off a little bit, you can always just trim it. So it's very forgiving. Okay, so now I'm back with my pencil. Yeah, I'm showing you here. I had to trim it because I didn't do a very good job die cutting. Wasn't paying attention. My magnet plate was on and it shifted. So anyway, okay, here we go. So I am taking these dies here. These are the perfect gift box dies. And I am, instead of putting it all together, I have split it apart so that this little kitty cat will have a little hat, or, well, not a hat. Basically, it's the top of the box. He's popping out of the box. It's the illusion that we're giving that he's popping out. So we cut it off right there on the edge, and then we're going to take what's left over and we're going to put it at the bottom of the box. And you'll see here, it'll make some sense once we get to it. So I'm just layering up these pieces, and you can watch me layer these up. I'm showing you there is a center point. It's pretty easy to line up. And these little kittens, they are colored with Altenew alcohol markers. And I have used the Silverstone and Limestone to color them. And their little ears and cheeks. Here I'm showing you where it goes. So you can see how it lines up really nicely. It's very easy to line up. The little cheeks on the kittens are colored in Rouge. So I did some pre-coloring before I actually started the video. I got all of that work done so you wouldn't have to watch me do this. Some people like to watch coloring. This was not a video about coloring though. So I decided to leave that part out. These dies are really easy to put together. I am showing you that I'm using my tweezers, which sometimes doesn't always fare so well for me, but I think I did fairly decent using tweezers. Okay, so this is gonna pop right there on top of little Kitty's head. She's so cute. And of course, I am gonna need the top of this box so that I know exactly where to line up the ribbon on the bottom part of the ribbon on the box. So lining all of that up, I glue it down. And I make a big mess, of course, as always. I get glue everywhere. Because that's me. But I survive. Yay! So I line up that other side as well. Oh, I'm just trimming there. It had a little bit of a hanging piece there, and I just wanted that off. I wanted it to line up nice. Okay. So here we go. Getting that on there, and boom. It is on and ready to go. So I show you the bottom of the box. Now we can put this kitten together. Kitten goes in the box. Box top goes on top of a little kitten's head. I just thought, how fun. There is actually a stamp. These kittens come from the birthday cat die, or excuse me, the birthday cat stamps, and of course coordinating dies. But there is actually a cat that looks just like this that you could actually color from the birthday cat stamp set. But I just wanted to play with those boxes. Those are the perfect gift box dies. And here I am. Now I'm going to take this kitten and I am going to cut a slit where the pencil is going to go in so that it gives the illusion that our little kitty cat is writing a message. So I cut right above that black line, black stamped line, and our little, I struggle here for just a hot minute. Not sure exactly what I want to do. I know what I want in my head, but sometimes getting it to actually play out is a different thing. So our little kitten is, this pencil will get adjusted, as you will see. All that hard work, lining it up, it's going to get cut off. And don't look. Ah! So I cut this off so that we can line it up to make it look like it actually is shorter than it is. So I only glue this part down because I want the rest of it to be a little bit adjustable. As you can tell, I will trim it again, and you'll see that later. Okay. So I played around with the streamers too. I play around with this quite a bit, trying to figure out how I want this to look. I know I wanted my kitty cat to be up in the corner, and I really feel like this just did the trick. Creating a place where it looks like the rest of his body is back behind, it just really helped quite a bit. So these notebook tab dies have you have a variety to choose from for the tabs. And there is also another set of dies that have, this one is the portrait. There is another set of dies that is more landscape. Just a really cool take on notebooks. Okay, so now here we go. Kitty cat is going up there just like so. Now I still haven't done anything to the back side of this because I'm not sure if it's going to fit up there in the corner yet. So I've kind of left that out in the open, or I left it adjustable, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So here we go. We're going to our stamps, the birthday cat stamps, and we're going to stamp this out saying, wishing you a perfect birthday. So cute. So we'll put this in the Stamparatus and stamp it. Hopefully you can see that. You get the drift. I'm trying to stay in the lines. Trying to line it up without sticking my head in the camera. That is a trick and a half. Okay. So we're going to use Serene ink on this one again so that it is the same ink, or not, well, yeah, so that it's the same color as the tip of the pencil up there. All right. Oh, I said Serene, but it's Serenade. Excuse me. And so now I'm going to stamp this in Grape Crush. I wanted it to be a little bit darker, and I wanted it to line up with the color of that purple, that Jelly Bean cardstock. So to stamp this, I actually pop it back into the tab, tape it down so that it doesn't go anywhere. And now I have something that I can actually tape that tab at the edges and not interfere with stamping. I wanted this little message that says the party starts meow. And the meow part, I thought I would put right below this, but then I ended up putting it on the kitten because the kitten pops up, and I thought, oh, what a cute little message. The party starts meow, like a surprise. And there we go. And we will, so I used this to basically as a placeholder so that I could stamp it. And now this is going to go on the inside of the pink tab. And I'm going to trim down, of course, the meow. And it's, like I said, I thought it would go there below the party starts, but I decided to put it on the kitty cat, as you can see. Okay, so we're going to shore all of this up. I did want my notebook to sit straight, so I turned the cardstock, my green cardstock, I turned it at an angle, and the Juicy Pear, the Bazzill Juicy Pear cardstock. It goes at an angle so that I can actually put my notebook piece of paper on there straight, since we have our stamping on it. And here we are. It's too long, so I adjust it one more time so that it will work. So we line it up again, and I feel like this time we have it. And well, I move it one more time, down just a smidgen more, and now we have it. Yay! I love it that the pencil is larger than the cat. It's kind of this whole concept of larger than life. I love that kind of thing where it's just absolutely overly emphasized. I love it. It's great. I will tell you that all of those pieces that my blue in the background, that measures to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Our pattern paper is 4 by 5 1/4, and that green cardstock is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. I wished I'd actually stamped an exclamation point after my sentiment there, wishing you a perfect birthday. I thought that would have been cute to do that, but oh well. So next I'm going to line up all these streamers here. These are the crepe paper streamers dies. And I will tell you, I did discover that on the Cuttlebug that I have here at the house, I had to use a little shim so that those etched markings would show up. I think it's one of those streamers did not have any etching on it. You can't tell. But so there's the streamer, and then there's the individual pieces, which I thought was a really cute thing to do because you could actually alternate your colors on the streamer itself. I just thought that's kind of cute. So you could cut it out of white cardstock and then alternate each piece being different colors on the streamer. That would be really, really cute. Okay, so I did mine just to kind of give it some dimension and some interest. And I basically have no rhyme or reason to this except for what I think looks good. And that is it. That is how I did this, folks. I just decided, we're just going to put this down. There's just not a science to this. Just make it look good. So there is quite a bit of dimension when you're starting to layer this up. I fiddle with it for a little bit and just decide, hey, don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Just do it. I did alternate the back and forth there, as you can see. I decided I needed to fill that space. It just looked better to me to fill up that space there. So here we have it. That's exactly where it's going to go. Decisions, decisions. Where to put the party streamers? I mean, yeah, right? So because I'm putting my cat and the gift box here, it actually serves as some dimension. So it does kind of lift it up off the page. And we're going to put this on a card base and it's done. Yay! So I do have another segment coming up here where I run through the products because I realized at the end that I forgot to show you or just give you a rundown on everything. So we'll just attach this, get it on here. And there we have it. Yay! All right. Okay. Again, I'm going to show you here the Cut Above stamp set and dies. These are the perfect gift box dies. Those are the notebook tab dies. And the streamers, the crepe paper streamers. And I don't know what I just showed you. But I guess you can get it there. Those are the art alcohol markers. And here are the inks we've used today. And yeah, there we have it. And all of the products, of course, will be listed in the description down below for YouTube and up above at Facebook. Thanks, you guys, for joining me. We certainly appreciate you stopping by. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day and week. Take care. Bye-bye.